So the next question that I got is, how do I stop being a burnout? Hello all, I'm trying to keep this short. I have such a lack of energy at the time, and sure, I can find a drive to do some things that don't really matter, like playing video games. But whenever it comes to taking care of myself or doing anything to improve my quality of life, I just feel drained. All I want to do is either sleep, smoke, or shove as many screens in my face to forget about reality. But I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to being that person who is driven and motivated and energized to be happy. Maybe not perfect, but better. So what should I do? I have a couple notes on this if I can find them. So, most of the times, and this is something that I think that a lot of people are going through, is that they're not feeling anything. They're not getting anything in life. They might have had goals, but especially during these past 2 years, they just feel like they haven't achieved anything. And I think it's because you're stuck. How would I say this? You're stuck in the matrix. You're constantly looking at screens. You're looking at screens. They're taking your attention 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes over here. And they're constantly feeding you negative propaganda, in a sense. Negative thoughts, negative energy. And when you really think about it, if you look at your screen time on your phone right now and tell me, have you looked at anything positive? And if it's all negative, no wonder you feel like this. No wonder you feel like you haven't strived for anything in life, because you're constantly being distracted by negative things that don't motivate you, things that don't inspire you, things that don't help you build a positive mindset, just constantly things that are negative and are meant to pull you down. You're almost as if you're stuck in a loop. You're stuck in a loop because you're constantly watching TV. You're constantly on your phone. You're just watching the day blow by. I tell you this, if you turned your phone off for 5 minutes and just stared outside, just go outside for 5 minutes, it would feel like an eternity rather than you scrolling on Instagram for 5 minutes. Want to know why? Because your brain is constantly being stimulated. Take that stimulation away and you realize that life is slow. You find inspiration in life. You find inspiration outside. You don't find it on your phone. You find your inspiration going within you. It's not somewhere else. Motivation is not external, it's internal. What's your why? Why can't I do this? Why can't I achieve my goals? You're not going to get that through your phone. You're not going to get that through TikTok. You're going to have to go outside. You're going to have to go outside in nature and go inward. You're going to have to go inward. So spend 5 minutes outside and understand why you feel like the way you feel. And also, you said that you're taking in all these screens to forget about reality. And that's a big thing, is that most of us are running away from reality. And I think it's interesting because we're running away from something that we built. Our reality is only something that we built. Your circumstances may play a part in it, but in reality, the person who you are today is only because of you. Reality is still nature. It's never going to change. The sun is never going to change. The wind is never going to change. So reality doesn't discriminate. Reality, the world does not discriminate. You build your own reality. And I can tell you this, a lot of people say that they don't want to deal with their reality. They don't like the world. They hate their life. But I can tell you, if you were a millionaire, if you had your dream job, if you had your dream car, you would feel completely different. So because reality is something that you like. So I would encourage you have to be able to build up your own reality. Think about your life as your own video game character. You're starting from zero. Clearly you're starting from zero again. You've got to be able to slowly build yourself back up. You can't just run into the final level without doing the groundwork first. You can't go to level 100 if you haven't beaten level 2. Because you go into level 100, you're not gonna make it. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to reshape your mind that your reality is something that you built and you can't run from it. You keep running from your reality, it's gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse until it gets to the point where you can't live with yourself. And this thing, your reality, is now, you can't run from it anymore. It's slowly getting shorter and shorter and shorter away from you. It's like a dog chasing you. Once you can't run from your reality anymore and you have to sit there and face it, it might be too much for you to handle because you created this monster that's 100 feet tall, 1,000 feet tall. You can conquer it when it's eye level with you. Everybody's fighting with themselves at eye level. But if you keep running from it, you keep dodging it, it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. By the time you have to face that, you're too weak. You can't do it. So you got to go back. You got to start from zero and find that motivation. But it's not going to be through a screen. You got to rebuild your life. It's not going to be through a screen. You're going to have to do that by yourself. And this ideal, this thinking is that, and I want to ask you a question, is that how can you make your reality better? How can you personally? And I can't answer that question. There are things that you might need to get out of Notepad. You might want to go to school. You might want to run a 10K. You might want to do these different types of things. You might want to volunteer. You might want to be an actor. But if you want to find motivation, if you want to stop burning yourself out, you got to be able to find your why and attack it day by day. Most of us, we have these grand plans of, I want to become a top podcaster. I want to become an actor. And you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it at level 100 again. But what if I told you that you had to make a podcast a day for 10 years in order to do it? Most people wouldn't do it. 95% of people won't do it because it takes so much work. It takes so much little work day by day. LeBron James didn't just get good at playing basketball yesterday. These people who are extremely talented in their craft worked at it for years. So you have to work at your craft. You have to be willing to sacrifice years of your life in order to chase your dream. Attack it day by day. And I'm telling you, you can do it. Just set little goals. Don't think about it at the big goals. Don't get caught up thinking about big goals, because you're now not going to be able to chase it. Because again, just like your past that you're running from, same thing with this dream. Your dream's going to crush you if it's too big. Your goals are going to crush you if it's too big. If you're lacking motivation, like you say you are, you're not going to be able to. If you build up yourself, I want big dreams, I want the mansion right now, it's never going to be attainable. You're not going to be able to achieve it. So set little goals for yourself. Rework your mindset. Conquer the monster that you created. Accept it. You might need to love it. You might need to love it. You might need to hate it. You might need to scream at it. But you got to be able to face it in order to move forward. That's the only way to cope.